Good morning and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our daily get-together live here on Facebook every morning at 10:30 in the morning, where we get together and exchange headlines, comments, tips, questions, ideas, and all kinds of valuable information to better enjoy our time living in Puerto Vallarta as an English-speaking community of locals. It is always a pleasure to get together with you every single day. And of course, today is Tuesday, December the 15th, our second of 3 days worth of pre-recorded programs. I've taken the liberty of escaping to a deserted beach, and I will be back in a couple of days, and I very much appreciate your allowing me to do this. What are we going to talk about today? Well, today is the 15th, and tomorrow, December 16th, is the first night of Posadas, the first Noche de Posadas, or Posada night. So what I thought we might do today is we will unpack this Mexican tradition to better understand its origins, and by the end of the show, you will have endured a very irreverent presentation of the Posadas, which we're going to sing live here on, well, not live because you will enjoy it. You will enjoy it never mind. You will enjoy some very crazy singing in a little while. Anyhow, let's start with the basic information of what a posada is. La Posada or Las Posadas is actually a novenario. I said that weird. A novenario. Novenario. And a novenario is an extended devotional prayer celebrated primarily throughout Latin America. These novenarios take place between December 16 and December 24 for 9 consecutive days. A novena, or the word novena, which is where we get novenario from, comes from the Latin term novem, which means 9, and it is an ancient tradition of devotional praying in Christianity. Las Posadas themselves derive from the Spanish word posada, which means lodging or accommodation, and it refers to the inn from the Nativity story in which a man named Joseph and his wife Mary are searching for a safe place to spend the night and give birth to their son, Jesus Christ. Interestingly enough, the word novenario also refers to Mary's 9-month pregnancy. Nowadays, posadas are frequently used as an excuse to get together and party during the Christmas holiday period. Frequently, employers will throw posadas for their employees at restaurants or places where you can hold event places, event rooms, and so forth and so on. And they do this to thank employees for a good year. There's frequently a gift exchange and so forth and so on. Obviously, due to COVID-19, this is not happening, or it is really not supposed to be happening this year. Although some people are still throwing parties, which, it is unfortunate. And in fact, even though the posadas don't traditionally start until tomorrow, there are a lot of employers that have already held gatherings or posadas of one kind or another. But it is worth looking at the origin of the posadas as they're celebrated here in Mexico, because the posadas have been a very Mexican tradition for over 400 years. Even if we don't get to celebrate them this year, at least I want to share a little bit of the background information about them so that you can better appreciate what would be going on in Puerto Vallarta during a non-COVID year. In a traditional posada, the nativity story is reenacted with two people dressing up as Mary and Joseph, and they go from house to house. Think about these houses as inns or potential inns, where they look for a place to spend the night. And at each house, the traveling actors, the people that decide to be the pilgrims that are going from one place to another, they sing a song that is a call and response song with the folks that are inside of each one of these houses, or inside of the inn, for that matter. I grew up with this tradition when I was a child, but whereas there are some very traditional Mexican neighborhoods where the neighborhood will decide, okay, my house will be the inn, and my other house was also going to be a designated inn. In some of those traditional neighborhoods, people do go from one house to another. That was not the case with my parents. My parents, we always had a posada. We gathered with our friends and our family, of course. And when it was time to sing the traditional posada, we would break into two groups: the people that would represent the folks that were inside of the house, or los de adentro, those inside, and the people that are the Joseph and Mary and their posse, or the people in the outside, or los de afuera. So, what we would do is we would sing this call and response song. It has a gazillion verses. And in this song, as you will see very shortly, the people from the outside are looking for a place to spend the night, and the people on the inside are somewhat skeptical as to the identity of these people. And eventually, after a fair amount of back and forth negotiation, the people on the inside realize, oh, you're Joseph and Mary, you should have started by saying so. And they let the outsiders in. And of course, back home, whenever we would enact this, once it was time to enter, it is time to break a piñata and to eat and drink and enjoy each other's company. Now, because a few broadcasts ago somebody suggested we introduce some Christmas songs, that's exactly what we're going to do. The reality of Christmas songs in Mexico or in Spanish is that a lot of what we sing is translated versions of American songs. Although there is some traditional nativity music and Christmas music in Mexico, it is difficult to find. It is difficult to research. I know this because way back when I was in Boston and I had my chamber chorus and I would write a lot of choral music, I was always looking for ways to adapt traditional Mexican Christmas music, and it was always difficult to find it. But singing the Posadas is something that everybody knows how to do. Or at least anybody here in Mexico. So what I did to do this is I enlisted the help of my very, very dear friend and colleague, Juan Pablo Hernández, who is a local communicator. He used to work with me in Vallarta Lifestyles. He's a beautiful singer and a great actor. So what we decided to do is to put together a little irreverent explanation of the Posadas for you to enjoy today. Take a look. Very well. As I told you, we are going to do a very irreverent interpretation of Las Posadas, Mexican style, Puerto Vallarta style, and I've invited my dear friend Juan Pablo Hernández to sing along. Juan Pablo, how are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. I'm happy to be here with you.
Ooh, oh my God, that was good English.
Thank you so much.
For those of you that don't know Juan Pablo, I want to let you know that he is my little brother, my dear friend. Juan Pablo and I collaborated together for many, many years in Vallarta Lifestyles. And he is a very accomplished actor, singer, dancer, stripper, everything you can imagine. You have seen him on stage doing Princesas Desesperadas in Spanish, and you've been fortunate enough to see some of the other productions that his theater company, Grupo de Teatro Dionisio, have put together here in town. He is just a really talented guy.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm happy to be here, and I'm honored for these kind words you have for me.
Okay, so before we get started, please know that we love each other, we trust each other, and this is why we are not wearing face masks. If our not wearing face masks troubles you, change the channel now.
Yeah.
Go away. We're going to sing at each other and we feel fine about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready? Okay. So, the business of singing Las Posadas, as I explained earlier, is there is a group of people that represent the people that are going from place to place looking for shelter, and that will be Juan Pablo and his invisible friends that are singing behind him. And I am going to represent the swanky lady from Conchas Chinas who is enjoying herself at home, and all of a sudden somebody knocks on the door trying to get in. Now, in the real staging of this, which usually people go to the outside of the front door of the house, and then there are people inside of the house just on the other side of the door. The people outside of the house, like Juan Pablo's posse, they would be holding a candle.
Yeah.
Because they're going from door to door and it's dark and it's cold, etc., etc. So we're going to sing the first verse. It's a back and forth between the people that are outside and the swankies that are inside minding our own business. So we're going to just sing the first verse, one each, and then we will continue to explain what's going on. Échale.
En el nombre del cielo os pido posada, pues no puede andar mi esposa amada.
Aquí no es mesón, sigan adelante. Yo no puedo abrir, no sé algún tunante. Isn't that nice? Okay, so the good news is that you've learned the song because that's the melody for the whole frigging thing. What just happened is Juan Pablo said, "In the name of the heavens, I beg for a place to stay, for my beloved wife is really tired." And I responded, "This is not a hotel. Keep going. I am not opening the door. You might be a thief." Now, what happens after this is verse after verse after verse of bureaucracy.
Yeah.
And this is where Mexican bureaucracy comes from. You know, it's just bureaucracy. So we're not going to sing it because you already heard the song. We're going to give a dramatic reading. So Juan Pablo, you take it away.
Please don't be unkind. Have some pity on us.
No. Momentito. You need to sound desperate. This is supposed to be a dramatic reading.
More telenovela?
More telenovela, yes.
Okay. Please don't be unkind. Have some pity on us.
Oh, go away. For all I know, you have COVID and are not even wearing a face mask.
But we are exhausted. My name is Joseph, and I am a carpenter.
You could be Anthony Fauci for all I care. Go away. I'm trying to get some sleep.
But it's only for one night. We have VIP with us. She's the Queen of Heavens.
Well, if she's so important, why is she not staying at the Four Seasons Punta Mita?
My wife is Mary. She's Queen of Heavens, and she's about to give birth. Do you know who? Do you know who?
You are Joseph? Your wife is Mary? Duh! Why didn't you say so before? Come right in.
God bless you, nice people living in these fancy conchas chinas. Villa. Okay.
Try that line again.
God bless you, nice people living in these fancy conchas chinas villa.
We are so lucky to welcome such an influencer. Let's get started with the selfies. Okay, momento. So now we've gone through the whole bureaucracy. As you can see, this is a silly song because if Joseph and Mary had started at the beginning saying, "Yo, we are Joseph and Mary, we need a place to stay," you know, the people inside would have gone like, "Hello, these are important people, we might as well let them in." But now that we all have this figured out, then both the outside people and the inside people sing together after the door opens, and we sing, "Entre santos peregrinos, peregrinos, reciban este rincón. Y aunque es pobre la morada, os la doy de corazón." And that means, enter, holy pilgrims. Please make yourselves at home, even though my swanky conchas chinas villa is humble. We let you enjoy it wholeheartedly. Isn't that nice? So now everybody is inside, and that's when the party begins. And the party involves having piñata and having food and drinking and so forth and so on. And this my friends, is Coffee and Headlines' very irreverent version of Las Posadas. Juan Pablo, are you going to go to any posadas this year?
I'm going to be with my family to have dinner, a very small trupe, and that's it.
Okay.
Because of the
Yeah,
times.
it was a trick question
Yeah.
because nobody should be going to posadas right now.
No big parties at all. It's only a small gathering.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for helping me put together this little posadas thing. And I wish you the happiest of holidays. And I wish you much success with your upcoming theater performances. What's coming up for you guys?
Well, in January we have a monologue. Edgar Sanchez is going to star in a new monologue, and it's going to be as we had, a show with all the precautions we need to have in these times, and that is for January, and that is a little surprise for March,
Excellent.
but
Excellent.
I cannot talk about that yet.
Very well. Well, for those people in the English speaking community that enjoy theater in Spanish, if you feel your language skills are up to the task, I wholeheartedly recommend all the productions that Grupo de Teatro Dionisio is putting together because they are real amazing professionals that have daytime jobs, that have full-time occupations, and yet they find the time to polish what they do and deliver it beautifully for all the audiences here in Puerto Vallarta. So, Feliz Navidad.
You too. No quiero oro ni quiero plata. Yo lo que quiero es romper la piñata.
No, wait. There's more songs, right?
That's the very end.
No quiero, ándale Juana, no te dilates con la canasta de los cacahuates. No quiero oro, no quiero plata. Lo que yo quiero es romper la piñata. And then when this is what you sing right before you're about to break the piñata. And the piñata is a whole other story to share at some other point. And of course, while you're hitting the piñata, what the kids are hitting the piñata, we sing, dale, 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 no pierdas el tino, porque si lo pierdes, pierdes el camino, which means hit the mother fricker, hit the piñata. And don't miss a shot, because if you don't hit the piñata, you're going to lose your way.
Yeah.
So don't lose your way, cluster, and enjoy the rest of the day. And this is it. Can we stop now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.
Well, now you can say you've attended some kind of a posada after all. It was a lot of fun for us to put together this little sing and dance business. And I want to thank my dear friend Juan Pablo, who is always a big supporter of my projects. And just as we said during the video, again, Juan Pablo belongs to a wonderful troupe of local Spanish-speaking actors that are constantly putting together really extraordinary works of theater. I know that theater and going to live shows is very complicated for us right now, but should you should you run across any of their performances in the future, even if you understand a little Spanish, you may want to consider attending. And of course, in future broadcasts of Coffee and Headlines, I will always mention and support their work, because although we might think that the only performing arts activity that goes on here in Puerto Vallarta is in English, there is a lot of wonderful creativity going on in Spanish as well. But for the time being, I really hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so it is Walking Wednesday. We will have another pre-recorded walking tour, and I will be back live on Thursday in a couple of days with all kinds of wonderful stories and a little bit of an update of what we missed as far as the news are concerned. Between now and then, I hope you'll have a wonderful day today. Stay kind, stay calm, stay collected, stay festive, and I will see you again tomorrow, pre-recorded, and I will definitely see you live on Thursday morning. Have a great day.